Life is a storm. Sometimes it's a drizzle, other times a hurricane. And when that storm hits, the question isn't if you'll be shaken, it's how you'll respond. The Stoics, ancient masters of inner strength, left behind timeless principles, tools, shields, guidelines to not only endure stress, but to remain composed in its presence. Epictetus, a man born into slavery who later became a philosopher, gave us one of the most powerful Stoic truths. Some things are up to us and some things are not. Think about that. You can't control the weather. You can't control the traffic. You can't even control how others treat you. But what is up to you? Your response, your mindset, your attitude. Let go of what you can't control, not in apathy, but in power. The more you surrender the illusion of control over the external, the more you reclaim dominion over your internal. Cut to a modern man closing his eyes, breathing deeply amidst chaos around him. Stress thrives in resistance, but calm is born in acceptance. The Stoics had a counterintuitive practice. They invited disaster into their minds, not to suffer, but to prepare. Seneca called it premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Imagine your plans failing. Imagine being rejected, losing a job, being misunderstood. Not to become cynical, but to train the mind. When stress arrives, it often blindsides us because we never saw it coming. But if you've already walked through the fire in your mind, you're no longer surprised by the heat. This isn't pessimism. It's armor. Cut to Seneca's quote on screen. He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. Visualize the worst and then act your best. Stress is often an invasion. It hijacks the body, floods the mind. But the Stoics taught a simple mental move that can interrupt this flood in seconds. Ask yourself, is this within my control, or is it not? Let's say your flight gets delayed. You feel frustration bubbling, but then you pause and ask, is this in my control? If the answer is no, you let it go. This act is like planting a flag in the present moment. It turns chaos into clarity. Text on screen, control focus. No control, release. And that clarity, that's where composure lives. Epictetus said, it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. A rejection isn't inherently painful. A breakup isn't inherently tragic. A critique isn't inherently insulting. It's how we judge these events that causes us suffering. You miss a promotion, you can say, I'm worthless, or this is a redirection. I'll learn and grow. The same event, two stories. One creates stress, the other creates strength. Cut to split screen of both reactions playing side by side. Change the story, change your state. Musonius Rufus believed in training for hardship. He advised his students to walk barefoot, sleep on the floor, skip meals, not to punish themselves, but to build mental resilience. Why? Because when you practice small doses of discomfort, real stress doesn't hit as hard. Try it. Take cold showers. Fast for a day. Put your phone away and sit with boredom. Say no when you want comfort. Each small act of voluntary struggle becomes a deposit into your resilience bank. Text on screen, discomfort today, strength tomorrow. The Stoics knew that you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training, so train daily. The Stoics went beyond acceptance. They embraced amor fati, a Latin phrase meaning love of fate. Not tolerate what happens, not endure it reluctantly, but love it. Why? Because life is not a collection of random misfortunes. It's your training ground. Marcus Aurelius said, a blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. So, your stress, it's fuel. Did something go wrong today? Good. You were tested. Someone disrespected you. Good. You practiced patience. If you love everything that happens, nothing can break you, because everything becomes part of your growth. Text on screen. Amor fati, turn obstacles into opportunities. The most sobering Stoic reminder. Memento mori, remember that you must die. To some, this sounds grim, but to the Stoics, it was the gateway to composure. When you remember your time is limited, trivial stressors lose their grip. The missed call, the awkward moment, the slow line at the store, they shrink in the shadow of mortality. Memento mori doesn't make you fearful. It makes you focused. It reminds you, this moment is precious. Don't waste it on worry. Stress is part of life. You can't avoid the waves, but you can choose how to sail. Accept what you can't control. Visualize the worst so it never blindsides you. Use the dichotomy of control to reclaim the moment. Change your judgments to change your experience. Train your mind with voluntary discomfort. The Stoics didn't promise a stress-free life. They promised something better, a composed one. Not because the world is easy, but because you are prepared. And in the end, that is the Stoic path.